It's Week 10 of the 2024 season, and coming up, we'll see the workhorse, Jonathan Taylor. He'll be a focal point of his offense this week. It's the Colts and the Bills on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here, losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. Just about set for football. The veteran Matt Gay has it teed up, and we are underway now at Lucas Oil Stadium. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down now. Allen. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down. Allen going to throw. And that is incomplete. You look at this Colt defense. They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And that is incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback, a former Blue Hen out of Delaware. It's Joe Flacco.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
Now a 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. Well, this defense for the Bills, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Taylor.
And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
A gain of 3 brings up second down at the 10-yard line.
Now Flacco. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 107 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves him in pretty good shape.
Again, it's Taylor. And this is going to be a Colts first down as good running gets him to about the 44. Now we'll pause for the injured player, and it's Jonathan Taylor who's shaken up. That certainly would be a major loss for this offense. Hopefully he's okay.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up 2nd down.
The Colts at 2-7 now on the year. And they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
And far be it from me to go ahead and go gloom and doom, right? If they fall down 7-0, 14-0, all of a sudden the cycle starts all over again. So the best way out of this for them, they need something to happen positive early in this game. That's a great way to help break this losing skid.
And they'll try and run for the first with Sermon.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Operating off play action, Flacco.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Michael Pittman,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Colts will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told.
And it was capped off on the touchdown catch by Michael Pittman. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bills offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. A man who won a national championship on this very field with Georgia, it's James Cook. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Coleman, the man in motion left. Now Allen. Throw left side complete. That's Coleman. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. Throwing now is Allen. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. You look at this Colt defense. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks. Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Coleman, the man in motion right.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, David Edwards.
Now Allen. That's going to be caught by Samuel.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Motion man is Shakir.
Allen to throw once more. Fighting through pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
And winds up getting buried for the loss. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that will be incomplete.
The quality coverage from Juju Brents, who swatted that away.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
They give to Sermon out of the gun.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
And the Colts first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now Flacco.
He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
As a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Here's Flacco.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Here's Flacco.
Connecting over the middle with Downs.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. Now a 2nd and 2 as they've got it as we resume action.
Flacco. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
And again, it's Flacco to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Setting up to throw, Flacco.
Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown.
A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Colts have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To the air, Allen. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 4th down. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
Colts football, and Michael Pittman, helmet back on and ready to go.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated.
Holding offense.
Now, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. From midfield, here's Allen. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard.
Here's Allen to throw it. And complete right side to Cook. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. 1st down, Bills.
Here's Allen.
Has his man, it's Shakir.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From the 29, here's the 2nd down and 6.
Now Allen again. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
That is caught. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
They'll give to Cook on the read option.
And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else he'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Allen setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
James Cook.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Bills have cut it back within a score.
They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now, okay? So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll make our score 14-7.
Bills 7,
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was James Cook finishing things off with a touchdown catch. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. So here are the Colts to take over. They've dropped 5 straight coming in, so right now cherishing this lead. And they've got the football as well, 1st and 10. The drive starts with a carry by Sermon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 29-yard line.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. On 3rd down, here's Sermon.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Well, he picked up the 1st down, but he violated running back 101 in short yardage situations, didn't he?
I mean, with the fancy footwork?
Yes. You're supposed to just make that one cut and go, but I think that...
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down.
Gregory Rousseau in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together. I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the 1st. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll start by running the option to the right. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Option play. Here's Cook.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Allen now looks to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. They'll give to Cook on the read option.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Allen going to throw. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
16 yards. First down, Bills.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Now Allen. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 16. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Bills are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. For the Colts now, they're ready to get the football back.
Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play, move on.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
To pass, Flacco.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Matt Milano, the man to break up the throw.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over.
The Bills' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Now Allen. Connection made on the out route to Valdez-Scantling. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
Holding offense.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. On play action, Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Tyler pass on for the field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Passing play, Flacco. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now Flacco.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hopefully they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus of the whole
that's
thing.
true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Barring a flag, final play here for Flacco and company. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And he's got it inside the 10. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Caleb Williams, excellent in the victory as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Colts offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us. Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Flacco.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
Just a gain of a couple there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. From the gun, Flacco. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here's Allen to throw it. This is Coleman with a grab. 2 yards on the pickup there. 3rd and 7 now.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Valdez-Scantling in motion left.
Here's Allen. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. First down, here's the run with Cook. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
To the air, Allen.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down.
Encroachment, defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Colts 34-yard line.
Looking to throw. Allen, that's caught. It's Coleman. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 22-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And the slot man goes in motion left. Allen completes it to Coleman. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Getting the ball is Cook running left. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Allen now looks to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
But plain and simple, That's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play.
Yeah.
But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick, I'm happy with.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Matt Milano from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Flacco. Looking middle, and that's complete.
A nice chunk play from the tight end position, and it illustrates the cohesiveness that he and his quarterback have. Both saw the extra defender doubling him up, and they still combined for the completion and big gain.
A throw for Pittman is intercepted.
Rasul Douglas picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. They'll have very good starting field position here as they try to break our tie, and they start 1st and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Cook up the gut.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
11 yards there, just like last play.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown.
Keon Coleman
From 10 yards out.
And the Bills take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Flacco from the gun. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd down at the 38-yard line.
Here's Flacco. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Von Miller able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
That was a safety Taylor wrap right there on the coverage.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line.
So here are the Bills to take over.
They're on a 3-game winning streak and right now looking good in this one as well. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Beginning this series with a handoff to Cook.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
False start, offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Throwing now is Allen. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Now a 3rd and 6.
And it's 3rd down.
Now Allen.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
9 yards.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the...
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Adetomiwa Adebawore, the one who got in there for the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. On play action, Allen. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Downfield, offense.
Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there.
Cook following the penalty. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Bills with a lead and the football here to begin the 4th quarter. To throw, it's Allen. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5.
And they will take over 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
Oh, he shifts past him. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Flacco looks to throw.
He'll check this one down to Taylor.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To pass, Flacco. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Setting up to throw, Flacco. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Terrell Bernard getting in there to drop him for a sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Allen off the play fake. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line.
Allen going to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. So nothing doing there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Encroachment, defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error.
Still
Stay
3rd down.
alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Now Allen off the bootleg. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Colts coming out now.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Downs going in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Here's 3rd and 10.
Here's Flacco. And this complete to Mitchell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Flacco.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Eyes the crossing route, and he finds Pittman.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by...
He's got a man complete. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor
halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Colts are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. But we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here, and we're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
Play action. Now it's Allen.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
54 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Here's Allen to throw it. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
Second and 5 at the Colts 35-yard line.
Now Allen.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
James Cook.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Bills answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Passing play, Flacco.
The toss here completed to Pittman.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now it's Flacco. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Flacco. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Hamler now on the return.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Try to take this home. They'll run.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd.
Here's Cook again.
Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Up the middle, it's Cook. You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook.
And he will have a Bills first down, and that should be that.
It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory.
And the Bills first down.
Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one.
Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So for the Bills, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.